Do you ever feel like you're constantly saying yes to things you don't want to do, leaving you feeling drained, stressed, and maybe even a little resentful? If so, you're not alone. So many of us struggle with this, but today, we're going to change that. We're diving deep into one of the most powerful self-care practices you can learn: setting personal boundaries. This isn't about pushing people away. It's about drawing them closer in a healthier, more respectful way. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to reclaim your time, protect your energy, and build stronger, more authentic relationships. Let's get started. First things first, you can't set boundaries if you don't know what they are. So, grab a notebook or open a notes app, because it's time for a little self-reflection. Ask yourself, what situations or interactions consistently leave you feeling tired, anxious, or uncomfortable? Maybe it's a coworker who always dumps extra work on you right before you leave. Or perhaps it's a friend who calls at all hours, expecting you to drop everything. On the flip side, what makes you feel energized, respected, and happy? Think about the people and activities that fill your cup. The answers to these questions are your clues. They help you identify your personal limits, your needs versus your wants, your hard lines versus your flexible zones. This isn't about being rigid. It's about understanding your own operating manual. Knowing what fuels you and what drains you is the foundational first step to defining healthy boundaries that truly work for you. Now, let us talk about the two-letter word that can feel like the heaviest in the dictionary: no. For many of us, especially people-pleasers, saying no can feel selfish, rude, or just plain scary. We worry about disappointing others, hurting their feelings, or being seen as unhelpful. But here's a crucial mindset shift. Saying no isn't about rejecting the other person. It's about honoring yourself. Every time you say yes to something that depletes you, you're saying no to your own well-being, your own priorities, and your own peace of mind. Your time and energy are finite resources. Just like money in a bank account, you wouldn't just give away your money to anyone who asks, right? So why do we do it with our energy? Learning to say no without guilt is a skill, and it takes practice. Start small. The next time someone asks for a favor you can't or don't want to do, try a gentle but firm refusal. You don't need a long, elaborate excuse. A simple, "I'm sorry, I can't commit to that right now," is often enough. Remember, no is a complete sentence. Protecting your mental health and preventing burnout is not selfish. It's essential. Once you know your boundaries, and you've built up the courage to say no, the next step is communicating them effectively. This is where a lot of us get tripped up. We either hint at our boundaries, hoping people will magically get the message, or we let resentment build until we explode. Neither approach is very effective. The key is to be clear, direct, and respectful. Use I statements to express your feelings and needs without blaming the other person. For example, instead of saying, "You always call me so late, it's so annoying," you could try, "I feel really drained when I get calls after 9 p.m. I need that time to unwind, so I'd appreciate it if we could talk earlier in the day." See the difference? The first one sounds like an attack, which will probably make the other person defensive. The second one clearly states your needs and the reason behind them, opening the door for a respectful conversation. Remember, people aren't mind readers. Clearly communicating your limits gives them the information they need to respect them. It's an act of kindness to both yourself and to them. Let's zoom in on why this is so critical. Think of your energy as a battery. Every task, every interaction, every decision either charges it or drains it. When you have weak or non-existent boundaries, it's like leaving all your apps running in the background. Your battery drains fast, and before you know it, you're running on empty. This is burnout. It leaves you feeling exhausted, cynical, and ineffective in all areas of your life. Setting boundaries is like closing those unnecessary apps. It helps you conserve your energy for the things that truly matter: your goals, your passions, your loved ones, and your own well-being. By saying no to after-hours work emails, you're saying yes to family dinner. By declining a social event that you know will exhaust you, You're saying yes to a quiet night of recharging. This isn't about being antisocial or lazy. It's about strategic energy management. It allows you to show up as the best version of yourself, fully present and engaged, for the people and projects you truly care about. Protecting your time and energy isn't a luxury. It's a necessity for a sustainable and fulfilling life. While most people will respect your boundaries once you communicate them clearly, you will inevitably encounter situations or people who don't. It's important to recognize these patterns. These are what we might call toxic or overstepping situations. This could be a boss who consistently ignores your stated work hours, a family member who makes critical comments about your life choices, you asking them to stop, or a friend who constantly guilt-trips you into doing things their way. The key is to notice the pattern. A one-time mistake is different from repeated disregard for your limits. When you notice someone is consistently crossing your boundaries, it's a red flag. It shows a lack of respect for you and your needs. Acknowledging this isn't about labeling people as bad. It's about recognizing that the dynamic is unhealthy for you. Being aware of these situations empowers you. It allows you to make conscious choices about how to handle them, whether that means reinforcing your boundary more firmly, creating distance, or in some cases, ending the relationship. Your peace of mind is worth protecting. Now for the part that requires real commitment, consistency. A boundary is not a one-time announcement. It's a continuous practice. Think of it like training a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. If you set a boundary but only enforce it half the time, you're sending mixed messages. You're teaching people that sometimes your no actually means maybe, and they will continue to test your limits. For example, if you tell your family you're not available for calls during work hours, but you answer their calls anyway, you've just undermined your own rule. They'll learn that the rule isn't real. Being consistent can feel hard, especially at first. You might face pushback, guilt-tripping, or even anger from people who are used to you being available 24/7. Tis is normal. It's part of the process of recalibrating the relationship. Stay firm. Confidently and calmly repeat your boundary as many times as you need to. Over time, as you consistently uphold your limits, people will learn to respect them. Consistency is what turns a wish into a reality. It's what makes your boundaries truly powerful. Finally, let's bust a huge myth. Many people fear that setting boundaries will damage their relationships, that it will push people away and make them seem cold or The opposite is actually true. Healthy boundaries are the foundation of strong, authentic, and lasting relationships. When boundaries are unclear or non-existent, relationships are often built on a shaky foundation of obligation, resentment, and unspoken frustrations. One person might feel constantly taken for granted, while the other might be completely unaware they're causing any harm. When you set clear boundaries, you're replacing that unstable ground with a solid framework of mutual respect. You're teaching people how you want to be treated, and you're giving them a chance to show up for you in a way that truly works. It allows for a more balanced, given. Sure, some people might not like your new boundaries, and may even leave your life. And while that can be painful, it often reveals that the relationship was based on what you could do for them, not on who you are. The people who truly care about you will respect your needs. They will stick around, and your connection with them will become deeper, more honest, and far more fulfilling. Boundaries don't break relationships. They build better ones. So, to recap, setting boundaries is a journey of self-discovery and It starts with understanding your own needs. It requires you to bravely learn to say no and to communicate your limits clearly and respectfully. It's about protecting your precious time and energy, recognizing when a line is being crossed, and staying consistent in upholding your rules. And most importantly, it is about understanding that this practice doesn't push people away. It strengthens the right relationships by building a foundation of mutual respect. This is a skill, and like any skill, it takes time and practice. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. You will make mistakes, and that's okay. The goal is progress, not perfection. If you're struggling with this, Especially in complex or emotionally charged relationships, talking to a therapist or counselor can be incredibly helpful. They can provide support and guidance tailored to your specific situation. Remember, you are worthy of respect, and you have the right to protect your peace. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this gave you the confidence and the tools to start building healthier boundaries in your own life. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this message. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on living a more intentional and empowered life. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What S1 small boundary you were going to set this week? Let's support each other. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.